Okay, hello English language year one students. I'm just going to talk you through the worksheets I gave you to look at today and just give you some idea of what I'd like you to do. I'm going to give you till next week, end of next week, to have a go at your first draft of your commentaries. So you've got plenty of time to have a go. Here we go with what I showed you. Okay, so this is the writing your commentary worksheet in the workbook, and 750 words is not very many at all. It may well be your first draft is longer than that. That's absolutely fine, okay? It's much better to try and get everything in, and then we can always edit it down. So in the first draft, a good place to start is what your intended audience was, what your purpose and your genre was. You need to talk about the style model always. Every point you make, also make a point about the style model. So you're looking for the key language features that are present in the style model, how you used them. If you did something different to the style model, how and why you did that. Yeah, so obviously they don't want you to completely copy the style model, so you have to explain why it was different when it was. Really important to talk about genre. Okay, genre and form are pretty much the same thing. So genre is, you know, the type of text you were having a go at writing, that you understand the conventions, and if you used the same conventions as your style model, but obviously for a different purpose, different audience, different topic, explain how you did that, or if you use slightly different conventions of your format than the style model, why you chose those. Explain how you were addressing the needs of your audience, how your style model addressed the needs of their audience, how you address the needs of your audience. Okay, and I've put some examples there referring to cultural things they'll be aware of, pitching it right for the kind of expected level of knowledge you have, using lexis that you can expect them to understand. You could also talk about how the register you chose was appropriate for audience. And then analysing the language choices, and just remember, the more language levels you can talk about, the better, and the more difficult language levels, the better. So sentence form and structure, your lexical choices, pre or post modification. If you're trying to be persuasive, look at rhetorical techniques. What other things haven't I mentioned there? Tense choice, I don't know, fronted adverbials, modal verbs, you know the kind of thing I'm talking about. So explain why you use that kind of language and use linguistic technology. Here you can once again say, the style model did this, so I did it too, or the style model didn't do this, but I chose to do this. And then also think about talking about the structure, how you structured it, not just in terms of I use the headline or whatever, but where you chose to start, how you chose to take your reader through, how you chose to end it. Okay, so that's what I'm asking you to include in the first draft of your commentary. You want to put in examples and quotes from both the style model and your actual piece, please. And then just to show you the mark scheme, we'll look at level 3, because that's the most straightforward one, that you make connections across the texts, that is, your piece of writing and the style model, identifying similar and different uses of language, content, and context. So context is the audience, most obviously. Illustrate the similarities and differences in the choices. So that means quote them, yeah, or give examples. Same goes for genre. Label relevant features of language. And if you look at level 4, apply levels of language analysis in depth and detail. And then your own writing being fairly clear. Okay, good. So that's that. And then the other thing I showed you were the examples of the commentaries. Sorry, oops. Now these are not long enough. These are just extracts, but these are ones that the exam board chose. So they're obviously meant to be good models for you to copy. And I hope you can see the high level of language analysis and the reference throughout to both the style model and the piece of writing they did. So this one starts, one feature common to both my style model and my article is the use of rhetorical devices. And then I think another rhetorical device used by both myself and the style model includes rhetorical questions. But I think there's somewhere where they said they did it differently. Maybe that was in another one. This is the one about the restaurant review, text example extract 2, talking about discourse structure. Remember, just say discourse in front of structure. It sounds so much smarter. Talking about whether they did it chronologically or not. Although my review does differ in a few areas, it shares many conventions with the style model. Okay, and then the other one. So I hope you can read those through and find those helpful as well. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so any questions, email me, but really be working on your commentary. And on Thursday, we'll have a little class chat. So you could save any other questions or anything you need to ask me specifically for then. Okay, great.